Welcome back to another one-on-one webcast. I'm Hannah Berg. The second week of the 2010 Winter Olympics have begun, and here to delve into the action are Steve Roth and Michael Gayton. Guys, after the first week, which sports do you think are the best and worst?
I'm going to go with short track as one of the best because Apollo Antonono competes in that. It's a very quick event. It's not boring because it doesn't last forever. Another one of my events is men's ice hockey, which we haven't mentioned too much on the show so far, but it's just I'm a huge NHL fan.
USA,
so, of course, yeah. So since the USA has won, a big deal for me. So that's another sport that or event, I guess. I don't know. In the Olympics, it might be different, but that's another one that I like. And cross country skiing, I think that takes a lot of stamina and energy, and you know, lower and upper body strength. You know, it's an hour and a half event. It's a long.
They go like up, down, to the side. I mean, like it's crazy how they do that. Kind of a wide variety of events there, Steve.
Yes, sir.
I mean, just kind of all over the place.
That's how we do.
I'm going to stick to like one, I guess, style of sport, and that has to be the extreme sports. First, freestyle skiing. Moguls, beginning of week one. I mean, it just kind of brought us all into the Olympics. Usually, freestyle skiing doesn't get that much like hype. We had Hannah Kearney and Shannon Barkey. They both medaled for the U.S. And Alexander Bilodeau got that first gold medal for Canada, which, you know, like we said, they had never had a home medal before. So that was pretty awesome. Snowboarding. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Shaun White. Epic performance on the snowboard. I mean, I was so impressed. I was in shock, jaw dropped at how good. The women's, I mean, it was pretty good. We had Hannah Teeter and Kelly Clark. They both medaled for us. We lost, you know, the Australian got the gold, which is, I mean, that's pretty cool. But there was so many crashes and falls. But I still thought snowboarding was, I mean, everyone was so into it. It was just a lot of fun. You know, we saw ski cross debuted. What did you think of that, Steve?
I liked it. You know, I mean, I told you my favorite events. That would be one of them that's in the middle. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I think it's awesome because the crashes. I mean, like they're
Well,
going
good,
down.
Mike.
I mean,
that's
it's
real good. Yeah.
I mean, just hope, you know, say they don't get hurt, but like at the same time, it's awesome to see, you know, that speed and all the recklessness. And then snowboard cross, you got Seth Westcott and a girl named Maya Ricker. She's from Canada. She got the gold, another gold for Canada. And so I just think all these extreme sports, they've gauged so much interest. So many people have watched them, and I mean, we still have aerials and the women's ski cross. I think that's tonight, and then as well as snowboard slalom. Which, so I mean, there's still more extreme sports coming. So I think it's been great at these Olympics, and it really has. I mean, this is the first Olympics that they've actually kind of like shown up at.
Absolutely. Well, for my best, I think it's the Cinderella story of Shen and Zhou. They are a Chinese couple, married couple. They competed in the pairs figure skating.
Oh, here we go.
And I love figure skating. They've gotten the bronze. They were retired, and they came out of retirement, and they won the gold.
You're killing Steve here. I mean
so I think that's just you know, shows what hard work can do. They're in their 30s, and that's pretty old for figure skating. So I was excited
I mean,
about
that's
that.
true. And I think, I mean, isn't it paired figure skating is usually dominated by the Russians?
It's the first year that the Soviets or the Russians haven't come out on top. So China won this one.
I'll try to spare you this week on the figure skating debate. I don't want to go into that again, but you shouldn't be watching it. It's not fun. Now,
she's a girl, though. It's a sport.
That's true. Maybe
they're
girls might
drawn
like
to.
it more, so it's more acceptable.
I love it. Okay, so give me your worst.
Well, that would be one of them. So thanks for bringing that up. The other one would be curling. I haven't talked about this too much, but that is an awful sport. I read this week that the FDA recently labeled curling as a sleep aid because it's the most boring event that they have at the Olympics.
It's not that bad.
Puts me to sleep every time I watch it. Don King, the famous boxing promoter, couldn't even promote curling because of how boring it is. Nobody should be watching this sport. It's like watching 15 baseball games in a row that just never end. No one cares.
See, I'm trying to understand how it works. Like, I mean, I've actually, because it's on all the time, I come home, you know, from just come home, sit down, turn on the TV, curling. So I sit and wonder, how did these brooms make this stone go? There is so much strategy. And, you know, when the people, they're yelling, I mean, it can be kind of intense, and then it goes into extra innings, and you wonder when it's going to end.
I yell all the time, and not many people care about that. So I don't know how you're able to watch people yelling and sweeping and enjoying yourself. That does not make sense.
It's the whole draw that it's the Olympics. And so it's something on and watching. And then, you know, especially if the U.S. is playing, I mean, it's it's interesting. And then when it gets, you know, intense and they knock a stone out of the bullseye area, I mean, it can, you know, it's not too bad. I mean,
it has some viewers or it wouldn't be here. So give me your worst.
All right, my worst is going to be alpine skiing. Now, this is my favorite sport. However, this year there has been more delays and completely awful weather. I mean, it's been rainy. It hasn't been really cold. There hasn't been much snow. They've had to make snow, which that always turns out icy. I mean, if you've seen some of the the most gruesome crashes that I've seen in any ski competition, I mean,
dangerous.
Really, yeah, really dangerous. The fact that they've had to reschedule so many events, to me, I mean, it's not the fall of the Olympics. It's more, you know, Mother Nature, but it hasn't been.
I agree with you. I mean, you know, when you have the temperature and the weather conditions and different things affecting, you know, I guess more the Winter Olympics than the Summer Olympics, but yeah, that does sometimes take away from events. But I like the event. I mean, you know, it's another one that I can watch and deal with. You know, some U.S. Athletes have medaled in it, so
yeah,
I
more
mean,
alpine.
Fun,
I mean, that is granted. They have had more alpine medals. The U.S. has had more alpine medals this Olympics than any other Olympics. So I mean, we've had some great, you know, showing at the alpine skiing.
Now, maybe for another country, it might not be as fun because you know they haven't medaled as many times as the greatest country in the world. But
obviously.
But again, I mean, it's a fun event. I like it. You know, fast speeds. It's fun. It's exciting.
All right.
Okay, my worst, Scotty Lago. I don't know if you know, he won the. He was asked to leave. He won the bronze medal, but he had to leave because there were racy pictures of him holding the medal, and a female was kissing it. So he packed up his bags, he left. What do you guys think? Do you think that...
As a college student, I think that's hilarious. Now, maybe not appropriate for the Olympics, maybe not appropriate for the fact that he has a medal and, you know, you're representing our country. It probably doesn't look too good, you know, as far as
he's a
the
role
world.
model. I mean, he has standards to live up to.
No, exactly. I'm pretty disgusted by it. He's a, you know, a Olympic medalist. You're supposed to be at, you know, the highest of class. Yeah, you're an athlete. I mean, he's a snowboarder, and they're seen as like that whole rock and roll, rebellious kind of, you know, athletes. But I don't think it's any excuse to go out into the, you know, the middle of downtown Vancouver, partying, putting your, you know, your medal in inappropriate areas, and having, you know, girls performing like sexually explicit acts on the medal. It's completely inappropriate.
At the same time, though, something, you know, Michael Phelps was in the news, I guess, last year for, you know, some
yes, but not with his medals.
But
he wasn't wearing his medals.
The woman was kissing him.
But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what, you know, what the specific. But the Michael Phelps thing was sort of a little worse than this. This was just a little picture, and Michael Phelps. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it was a picture that was taken at a party. But I think it's all you let them do what they want. I mean, he shouldn't have done that. And Michael Phelps shouldn't have done that. But
had Michael Phelps done it, like had that picture been taken to Michael Phelps at the Olympic Village with a medal, I mean, it's another story. So.
Well, he made the decision to leave, and that was that. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. But we will be back next time with Robert Warner, Junko Aoyama, Max Gongaware in a heated baseball movie debate, and Billy O'Riordan and Taylor Shane and Alex Rosenbaum discussing the NBA. Until next time, whose side are you on?